All right. Hello again, Internet. Today, I would like to work on and possibly finish the to-do app thing. I mean, realistically, it shouldn't be that hard. Um, then, as always, a little chess break. And then, depending on time and energy and temperature, perhaps work on a thing I've been doing in my personal time that I've been ignoring. And also this time I'm not gonna let my laptop die. Um, yeah, so that's the plan. Uh, well, so first I'm going to, what is it? Search. And da, 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 da. Okay, so we want to, I guess, uh, to do item is equal to struct. Then we want uh, what do we call this? Title, I guess. We want that as a pointer to a string. And then we want a status, which will be a boolean. Then we want a note, which will be an optional pointer to a string. Then we want a couple functions, so we will have a show list function. That will take an optional file thing. I don't remember what that's called at the moment. And it will return an error or a void. Um, And we want to add item to the list. That will take a pointer to a item. We'll just call this item. We'll also return an error or void. Then we want to delete an item, which is kind of the same thing as this. So I guess we would want to do that. So you can pass it to the... This is kind of an assumption I'm making that they wouldn't have the same title for different things. I guess I can just build that in. Then we want to save to file, which will take a pointer to a TD item. Now we'll return also an error or void because we don't really care about that. And then let's see here. Show list, add item, delete item, save list to file, and then show list also has open saved list. So that's fine. We want to do this in a linked list, so we will have next, and this will be an optional pointer to a TD item. So let's just dot file. Built-in function import, that's not what I want. Dot stat. Maximum if the file is larger than this, it will stream too long. Source file open error. So that's not at all what I wanted to do. So this is gonna be an optional dot file. Is that a thing? What is the actual file type? Zig file type. What is it? Nope. File system. Okay, I guess we're just gonna pass that a name. Optional pointer to a const u8. Um, so add item to list. And then that's gonna call add item. And then this is actually going to be void. Nope, we don't need anything there. Never mind. So we're going to add an item to the list. And then what is the first one? Show list. And then we're going to call show list. That's not going to work. I have to get some user input here. I guess I can just have another function for that. Get input that's going to take nothing and return an error or a string. Don't know what that's complaining about. Delete item. We don't actually need that. 4 is saved file. And then so I guess I should make that kind of not horrible to read. There will be an if thing here. I guess I can deal with that later. Delete item. Save to file. What are we gonna do with that? I guess we're just going to save to file with a pointer to the thing. So let's make the list. Our list is of type TD item. I'll start as undefined. That'll be a pointer to list. So I guess show list also needs the get input. So from here, the next step would be I guess that shouldn't be optional. Why would that be a pointer to a string? This needs to be an optional pointer to a TD. No. What am I trying to do here? So this one's pretty simple. While const file is equal to do I want to make that user specifiable? Not really. Let's just call this todo.txt. we want to read and write. What is your problem here? So read and write, and then file.close. So from here, while list.next does not equal null, how do we write to a file? Try file dot write all, and then we want we want to write list dot I guess that shouldn't be a boolean, that should be a it doesn't need to be a pointer. Why can I not access the thing? Here, let's just do this for now. What is that saved file? So let's comment all that out. Mad about? Tell me more. Undeclared. Never mutated. That's a lie. List. Well, let's just do that. See what happens. Huh? Variable of type. What does that mean? Is that not just how you do a struct? Ah. Um. Type has no members. I'll no field right instruct. Okay. Union is ignored. Okay. Why are all the numbers fucked up? Do I have a file problem here? What's going on? Why is that so not the right file? What's in? I have no idea what any of those are. I guess sig build run. No step name to do. That's still wrong. Why is it wrong? I don't get it. Why is it? Awesome. What the fuck? Um, I okay. It's still wrong. What the fuck? Why? What is going on here? I don't get it. Uh, what am I supposed to do? Um, um, I genuinely have no idea what the. So that works. Why, why is this just not the right version? Oh my god. Okay. That's just wrong. What if I... Zug. Sigrun T. Zig. Still wrong. The heck? Why? I really was not expecting failure so early. Sigrun not using correct file? I don't know. Nope. I guess if I... Never mind. Okay. Here, let's just RF. No. What am I typing? What the heck? So the cache is cleared. And it still is wrong. What the fuck? I guess these should also all have new lines. Okay, what the fuck? That worked. Uh... Nope. This is just not. I feel incredibly perplexed at the moment. What the hell? Uh, Here, what is this? Done or not done, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What do you mean? Okay. Guess I'll just use an allocator for all of them. If I can get this to work at all, that is. Pick a valid option. And then we want to just do that again. So I guess since we are adding that, this should be like that. So if I do that, that's different. Why? Why does I use the wrong version? What the hell? I don't even like know what to look up for this. This is quite strange. Um I'm just gonna I probably just deleted everything. No. Okay, so we want to get rid of build.zig, source, zig cache, zig out. Okay. Then zig in it. No step name, blah blah blah. Who cares? Zig build exe. Why is it the wrong? I don't get it. Okay, let's change something. I guess a better way to do this would be let's just have this be first number. So if I zig run calc, why? Okay, so that worked. I don't. Why does my one file just not? Is it because of all of this garbage? Nope. Why, oh why is this stupid? What the fuck? It's clearly not that code. There's not even a 6 here. Oh my god, am I I'm stupid. Show list, add item, delete item, save to file. Quit. Okay. Who let me on the computer today? That was not okay. Yeah, so we'll try to... Wait a minute. So let's just, okay, let's... Why did it write that to... Why is that not making the file? I am perplexed. I guess we can try the other things though, so that should print. And that should say pick a valid option. Pick a valid option. Don't know why it's printing twice now. That is quite strange. Save to file. We're passing it the list. It's getting it, obviously. Let's just print. List dot title. See if it is actually getting the list. So it is getting the list. Why? It's also not returning. I guess. Save file, yeah. But it didn't make the file. Very strange. Why would it not make the file? Yeah, okay. Time for a little break. Okay. What is the problem here? Why is it not making the file? Does it get that far? Yes. This doesn't need to do this. File made. Okay. Except it's not. What the fuck? Why do you lie to me, computer? Zig not making file. Why is that over there? What's going on? Okay, so yeah. Yep. Okay, I guess just copy that, even though I know it's exactly the same. We'll change that to do. And now it made it. What the fuck? What changed? So standard file system, blah blah blah, create file. Yep. Comma, dot, blah blah blah, comma. It's the same. There's no way it's because of this, right? I guess I should remove it first. So that wasn't it. What the fuck? Why is it standard fs current working directory create file? It's or just write the status. Complete. Okay, that's really annoying. I have no idea why that is a thing. Why does copying it from here makes the exact same stuff make it suddenly work? That's super annoying. Yeah, we're gonna want to do any any any. This is going to be the title, the status, and then we want a new line for the note. List.title, list.status, list.note. What do you mean? Expected one argument, found two. Right, this is a whatever. Panic attempting to use null value. If list dot no is equal to null, no notes. Else. Note complete. No note. So if I have to know now. I do that, is it gonna suddenly stop working? So weird. I don't. I don't get how that works. Is there do while in Zig? Not what I wanted. Do while Zig. While. I guess while true, if with the next is equal to null, we will break. So let's get rid of that expected type boolean. Okay. Yeah. So that's gonna print out, or that's gonna put the whole list in, because we're just gonna make it so that every time you add one, the previous one is gonna point to that. Oh. Um. I would like to figure out the double printing thing. That is kind of annoying. Um, could that be? What is this? Okay. Could that be one of those? Nope. Why, oh, why do you print twice? Also, we're gonna need a buffer. It's going to be, I don't know, 100. Probably won't ever use more than that for note taking or a to-do list. Why can I not do the const thing? Buffer. Oh, I guess you just don't. Okay. And then I should be able to do that. Hmm. That is, of course, just temporary. Uh, I think I guess I do need to do a doubly linked list if I want to delete, so I can go back. I'm not really sure how to since they're not in an array or whatever. I can't get them by index. Prev. That will also be a prev is also equal to null. So I guess that doesn't really help for deleting the item though. Because if we're going by title, I don't really want to have to like if you have I don't know. Awesome writing, I know. Uh so you have a list of doubly linked things so they point to each other, right? Um if I wanted to get rid of say C. Hello, Ruby Gamer. I am working on a to-do list thing in Zig. I'm very new to Zig, so I'm struggling quite a bit with this. Um, right now I'm trying to think of how I want to organize the items. I could put them in an array, but that seems kind of boring, so I would like to do a doubly linked list, but I have forgotten how to never heard of Zig. Yeah. It's pretty new. I'll Ziglang. Yeah. It's that if you're curious. It's a really cool concept. It's kind of like if C and Rust had a baby. Um and they're actually working on getting the or what was it? They're like completely redoing their IO infrastructure for the next version or two so that they can have async back. So that's pretty cool. Um where was I? Right, linked list. I don't remember how to tell where I am in the list. Unfortunately. Yeah, that's kind of the end of that thought. Um, so I want to have it so that you have like a list of to do things, right? Would it be better if I draw this? I don't know. So you have, say, TD1, so that's your first to do item, and it has info um, about it. And then it's going to point to the next one that's made, so TD2 info, and it just continues. And I have done stuff with linked and doubly linked lists before. I just don't remember any of it. Um, Let me move that a little so it's easier to see. I currently it does write. Let me just fix that. Currently, it does write the example thing to a file. Yeah, me too. It's been a while, and also that was in C. So there's also the language difference. But so for like deleting the item and showing the list, I need to be able to traverse the list, and I have simply forgotten how to do that. Um, guess. Wow, item dot next does not equal null. If nope, that's not gonna work. This is gonna need two things. It's going to need a gonna need the item and then what to look for, obviously. So item dot title is equal to title. We're going to do something. Um, and then how do I actually want to do that? I guess this something would actually just be set previous items next to the item in front of this one. So that will basically delete it. I'll just say, yeah. It's just going to be removing it from the list without actually deleting any of the values, which this is all runtime stuff, so it doesn't really matter. And then should be an optional. Get input's going to be pretty easy. It's just going to be var buffer, we'll say 100. U8 is equal to try standard in dot read until delimiter or EOF. And then I have, of course, forgotten how that works. So yeah, we're just gonna put that in buffer. Wait. Then we'll read until a new line. Um, buff. No, and then afterward, we're just going to discard the buffer or not. And then we will return buffer. Ah. Oh yeah, I guess I should ask. What languages are you familiar with? What kind of development do you do? Game dev sounds fun. Um, C++, C Sharp, Java, web dev stuff. Yeah. Not a fan of web dev. Web dev is very not great in my opinion. Uh, C Sharp and Java are okay. I wouldn't say you're an idiot for using Python. It has its things that it's good at. I actually think it's harder to write because of how abstracted things are, if that makes sense. Um, oh, yeah, Python for game dev is kind of stupid, but Python itself doesn't make you stupid. Although there is the, it depends on what kind of games you're making. So, um, 2D platformer. Yeah, so that's a good example of a game you can use Python for. I would not want to do it for like a 3D game. Uh, get input. Yeah, I would not want to use Python for a 3D game, but that's a 2D platformer is fine. Uh, Pygame subreddit, someone made their own 3D modeling tool. No, thank you. That is not. That's not the move, in my opinion. That's very. Yeah, that is crazy. But also, if they plan on like using that for something, they shouldn't. I think it would be a great learning experience for sure, but practical use, I think not. Working on putting the game I'm working on onto Steam. Isn't there a... How much of a hassle is it to do that? I feel like it shouldn't be that bad. Bit of a hassle. Have your page up, just need to finish the game. Yeah, there's always that. Uh, so confused about what the compiler's mad about right now. Um, Feel free to put the page link in the chat if you want. I'm pretty sure I have link permissions allowed. It's fine. It's not really, it's fine. I'm the one that asked for it after all. Plus, I mean, like, sharing things is kind of the whole point of the internet or whatever. That's why I'm streaming, to share whatever this is. Uh, yeah. Very literal requires address to coerce. Expected type U8. Oh, yeah. Um, I have no idea what's going on here. Don't mind sending it when people ask. I just don't feel like I'm shoving it down people's throats. Yeah, I get that. Really fast rat. What a name. Honestly, that kind of looks pretty fun. Just like play it while you're bored on the bus or whatever kind of game. I like it. What was the error again? Expected union type. Right. Expected type, whatever, got whatever. I genuinely don't know what's going on here, so given that I've been struggling with super basic stuff for like 40 minutes now, I'm going to I'm just gonna move on from this. Yeah, no problem. I mean, indie games are almost always fun, so yeah. What's your what's your expected price for that, if you don't mind me asking? I love this 94,000 lines of just like pure garbage, by the way. That's awesome. Um, yeah. Okay. Have it set to 15, but might do a cheaper early access version. I guess that depends on how many people you get to wishlist it or whatever, however Steam works. Um, this is the first time I've had someone in at this point in the stream. Do you happen to play chess? I like to work on a thing, then take a break, then do some chess, then work on another thing, just to kind of let my brain work. Steam has a like wish list. Um, played chess, but I'm dog at it. Yeah, me too. Steam has like a wish list, most wish listed list thing. I'm sure there's a way you can see how many there are, if that exists. Um, create a game. Uh, this person is also new to chess because this is a very classic beginner opening. The four knights. Um, Again, I'm also not great at chess, so they're probably gonna do that. Um, I tried to make a game so that you could play if you wanted, but uh, it didn't do that. I'm not sure why. 44 wish list. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. Given that you don't really advertise it. What do I want to do here? I don't have any way to attack that square, because I would be willing to do a queen trade, but um, I guess just move that so it's not in danger. Never mind, 43, one wish list removal. Damn. Still, 43 is pretty good. That's, oh my god. I did not mean to do that. But 43 times 15, that's like 500 bucks if everyone that has it wish lists buys it and you put it at that price. So, not bad at all. That is starting from June. So just over a month for 43. Yeah, that's pretty good for small developer not really advertising, I think. I'm not a game dev, so I don't really I'm not familiar with all the stuff. At least 10 of those were friends, but Steam doesn't know that. Yeah. I mean, hey, that's still wish lists. So, what am I going to do here? Um I'm in a very bad spot. You want to get as many wish lists as soon as possible. Yeah, I would imagine that's how they have set that up. Again, I'm not very familiar with it, but I have completely butchered this game. Um, yeah, fuck it. Never mind. Probably gonna move there. Um, they're gonna move there most likely. Or actually, they're probably gonna do that. Or none of the above. Cool. Um, hmm. Definitely want to take that so they can't queen. And then check. I can't really see it because of how my setup is. Is the chat overlay in the top right? Does it look fine? Is there anything fucky about it that I should know about? Looks good. Awesome. What should I don't have time to think. Um, I will, I'll try to set up a game after this one so you can play if you want. Oh, I'm so fucked. I am so. You know, good. You won't bother. All right. Yeah. Actually, no, they probably won't do that. They'll probably move knight. This guy must be so mad. Okay. Probably one more and then back to programming. Never mind. I love that it's just like constantly the same opening over and over. It's really great. Um, I've never had a match like this. I'm not really sure what to do. I think it's checkmate already. Hmm. What to do? That was probably the worst thing to do, actually. Uh, fuck. Throwing the game yet again. Uh, God damn it. Uh, I don't think I did. I think I just said it was fine. You didn't want to play. And then I've been doing horrible this game. Yeah. Um, fuck. It is game over, I think. This is not going great. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of just giving him pieces at this point. He does that. Yeah. He should have waited for me to take this first, but whatever. He can still just go there, and I can't move. Yeah. Okay. It's time for a water and stretch break. So I'm gonna go do that. You should go do that, and I'll be back in a few. Yeah, hydration. Um, I actually have to go. I realize I've been streaming for so long, so I'll just do that. That's all the same stuff that's in the Twitch about me thing or whatever, but I just wanted to show off the animation in the thing. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for the follow. Uh, you also have a good night, and I will put your game on my wish list because I genuinely think that it looks kind of fun. So, yeah, have a good night.